Hello everyone, this is Sue. Welcome to my channel. So in this video, I wanted to do a little bit of work on my log cabin little quilt piece that I made for the Roxy's Journal of Stitchery Volume 8. And my project is a wall hanging. It is 15 inches by 21 inches. And I already sewed this log cabin quilt piece. I'm not sure if that's what I should call it, but that's what I'm going to call it. I learned this from Rachel, who is Roxy's creation. And her link and her sisters and the Facebook group for this project will be in my description box. And I had never heard of log cabin quilt pieces before a few days ago from Rachel's video. So I'm like, oh, that is super cool. I want to try that. So mine is small, as you can see. Hers was bigger, but my piece that I'm going to add it to is small. So I want to make sure I keep it the right scale. And so I sewed all the pieces together, and I had this little itsy bitsy doily, so I sewed that in the middle. What I'm finding is that I'm building up my wall hanging. So for example, like I just added this doily here kind of on top of the original doily because that was our first prompt. And then I added this button onto that doily. And I have 3 other buttons just like this that I do plan to use on this piece, but I'll be waiting for more prompts to come. And then I have this little itsy bitsy flower, and I'm thinking about sewing that in there. So as you can see, I'm building, right? So like over here, I have the yo-yo, and I sewed a little rosette in the middle of that. So that's kind of where my head is at the moment. And at some point, I know I want to add this heart and this applique piece. So that's kind of what I'm doing. And so let's go ahead and focus on this for a minute. So I took out some batting that I had in my stash. I don't use batting very much, but I do have it. So I do want to add batting to this. I know a lot of people are taking the batting off of their quilt pieces, or some people are, not everybody. And but since I'm going for texture on my piece, like I don't necessarily want flat. So I think I'm going to take a few minutes and sew the batting on here. Now, like I said, I am not at all used to using batting, so I really probably don't know what I'm doing. What's new? I mean, I don't know. You know, I just have fun with everything. So I'm just going to pin this on here and then trim it down a little more. And of course, I don't want to see the edge of the batting. So we're going to go ahead and move this little piece. And I've seen in the Facebook group that other people are also doing this log cabin quilt block. I hate using that term because I am so much not a quilter. And I'm not sure if it's the right term. So you that are watching, please correct me. Should I be calling this a block quilt? You can teach me, please. I like to learn new things. Like I said, I've never even heard of log cabin before Rachel's video. Never heard of it. Didn't know it existed. So this is all new to me. All right, so I think that that's okay. It's pretty good, pretty good. All right, so I do have some pieces of, these are, I think some of it's embroidery, some is pearl thread, but I have these pieces I'm trying to use up, and I happen to have this blue piece on a needle already because I did reinforce, I don't know if you can see it, this one seam right here with it. But I think what I'm going to do, and I'm not going to do this everywhere on here, but I'm just going to do a running stitch and just enough to get it on there. And you can see I'm putting blue on the pink, and I'm doing that on purpose because I want the blue to show, right? So sometimes when you stitch, you want to hide your thread, and sometimes you don't. And this would be one time because of the project, right? The project calls for in my eyes, more color on my piece. And the colors on my piece are mainly pinks and blues. I mean, there's other colors too, but that is my palette, so to speak, for my wall hanging. So a lot of people are using big pieces of fabric, which I give them a lot of credit, because that to me just seems overwhelming, because they're literally taking like tablecloths, you know, big pieces like that, and doing this project, which is called Gathered Pieces. So, and it started with a base of, well, I want to say mainly, well, it was supposed to be light colored fabric, but I think almost everybody has a little bit of color. What do I want to do here? Let me just do this, because I already stitched down here, so I don't want to go that way again. Let me just knot this off, and I'll do a little bit more stitching. So it's really interesting to see everybody's take on it, and everybody's pulling out all their favorite fabrics and laces and all kinds of yummy stuff. And it's so fun to see what everybody is doing. So definitely check out Sarah and Rachel's links, as well as the Facebook group. I get so much inspiration from that community over there. I mean, people are super talented, let me tell you, like far more talented than me. All I do is I just do a little bit of stitching. But some people, oh my gosh, the embroidery that they do is just amazing. I can do very minimal embroidery. All right, so I think that might be it. So that's, well, let's see. Well, you know, I have to sew this on. So once I sew this on, and I'm not sure how I'm going to actually do that quite yet, but this will all be held down fine then. So this is enough, I think, for now, just to hold the batting on there. And to me, this is the top, because you can see there's a rose here. That was my first piece of this log cabin quilt piece. So this is the right way up for that one flower. So to me, this is the right way up. Yet, yeah, as I look at this, and I should have been more careful, this fabric over here, I don't know if you can tell, but it has little cats on it. See the little cats? But they're so faint that, like, if I didn't tell you that, you would have never known. All right, so let me bring back my wall hanging. And so one reason I did a wall hanging, well, I love wall hangings. I've made many, I don't know. I don't know how many wall hangings, several, a dozen, I don't know, wall hangings, different sizes. So I enjoy them very, very much because I like the size. It doesn't feel overwhelming to me. But what I thought about doing, and I don't know if I mentioned this in a previous video, I don't think I did, but this is, well, I did mention this. This is 3 pieces of my favorite fabric, which was prompt number 3. See, I keep a little list of just little notes here. Like, these are the volumes of Roxy's journal stitchery that I participated in. And I don't know, and I'm just keeping a little list here of the different prompts. But anyway, so this is part of my favorite fabrics. I have it elsewhere on here. But what I thought is kind of combining these and putting this down here, because what that will do is that still leaves a lot of space open to add future prompts, because there's 20 or 21, 22, I don't know, there's 20 or more prompts this year. This ends in December sometime. So I want to make sure that I leave enough space for those prompts. I mean, they could be simple prompts. Oh, there's a helicopter going overhead. I'm sure you can hear that. That's loud. Yeah, it's pretty much going right over my house. So now how should I sew this down? Like, I am not like I like messiness and I like strings, so you'll see strings hanging everywhere, and that will drive some people absolutely nuts. But for me, that's what I like. So I think what I'll just do is, let me see, do I have thread here ready to go? I think I just want a white thread, regular old thread, not pearl thread. Oops, I can see it, but I can't grab it. It's already on the needle. Here we go. So I think I'll use this, because in this case, I don't think I want to see the thread. If I wanted to see the thread, I would go ahead and use, you know, I'm going to double this up. I would go ahead and use the pearl thread, but I'm not used to working with just regular thread. Okay, so I think, see, I'm going to have to, let me cut. I have a little piece of batting sticking out over here, and I don't want that. So let me cut that. Okay. And I think I'm just going to do a running stitch. Not super close to the edge, because, well, I mean, again, since this is a wall hanging, it's not going to be washed or anything, so, you know, that isn't, you know, doesn't matter to me. If things, you know, are going to fray or possibly come apart, that's not a concern for me. So let's see. I'm going in a little bit too much there. And of course my fabric pieces aren't straight, because for the most part I like to, whenever I can, I like to tear my fabric and not cut it, which of course leaves, you know, all different kinds of edges. And so at this point, I'm going through several layers of fabric in certain areas. Let me get this right so I can hold it right. All right. So I can definitely feel how thick some of this is, because this piece here is on another piece. It's on a backing, and like over here it's on like 2 more pieces of fabric. So it's a lot. It's all good. But of course I have the batting on this too. Come on, there we go. Okay. So what else? What else? Oh, check out my last 2 videos. If you like seeing haul videos, oh my gosh. I've been doing a little bit of shopping. This project, which I didn't need anything, and no, you don't need to buy anything to do this project. But it just kind of got me in the mood of, hey, why don't I just look and see what's out there? And I do like to shop on Etsy. I've always been a big Etsy shopper. So like, I'm going to look there first because, well, I don't know. I want to support small business. I want to, I don't know, you can find some good deals. You know, I like that you can, almost like window shop, right? You can look and see what everybody has and then put stuff in your cart and not necessarily buy it. Can you guys relate to that? So yeah. And then, like I mentioned, my last video, which was a haul video, was a haul from the Whatnot app. And yeah, definitely check out my last video at least, because it, if you've never heard of the Whatnot app, you are missing out. I just found out about it probably not even a week ago, and I've made a few purchases, and I got my first purchase in. It's an app, or you can even do it on a desktop. It doesn't have to be on an app, on your phone or tablet or anything. You can use, like I said, a laptop. But it's really cool because the sellers on there, I mean, they sell everything. And and you can follow certain sellers. So, I mean, of course, I'm doing like the crafty sewing, quilting gang. And I mean, I bought buttons, fabrics, doilies, lace, all kinds of stuff. And yeah, so you can see in my last video what I got from my first Whatnot purchase. And it's interesting. I know I'm like really promoting it because I just think it's a super cool way to shop, and no pressure whatsoever, because there's a person live selling, and you actually bid on, did I go all the way around this already? Did I? How did I do that so quick? Oh my gosh, I didn't realize I was at the end of this. Okay, cool. So this is sewn on. Wow, that went quick. Time flies when you're having fun. Oh my gosh, that went real quick. Okay, so yeah, check out the Whatnot app, WHATNOT, and you can follow or select certain categories, and then within those categories you can follow the sellers that sell live on the app. And you can get things sometimes for $1, $2, $3, like a fat quarter for a couple bucks, or several it's amazing what some of them sell, because I think they have so much product that sometimes they just want to get rid of it. So this one lady was selling like 4 or 5, 6 fat quarters for, I don't remember what it was. It was not more than $3. It was $1, $2, maybe $3. I'm like, oh my gosh, but that's where it starts. So you bid. So if you wanted something, you would bid. There's a little button you slide, and it shows that you're winning, but somebody else can come along and say you bid $2, right? Somebody can come along and they'll bid $3, then you can bid $4 if you want to, right? And it can stop there, or sometimes if it's something really amazing, it can go up to, a lot more money. So it's just interesting. But anyways, okay, so there is my prompt for quilting. It looks like it's sewn on a little crooked. Well, that is just me. What can you say? But so that's my quilt. Oh my gosh, yay, I did it. How fun is that? That is tons of fun. So thank you, Rachel and Sarah. And oh my gosh, that is like really crooked. Well, I'm leaving it. I am leaving it. Let me know if you have any questions. And I look forward to the next prompt. Every Sunday, the sisters, Rachel and Sarah, they put out another prompt. So every Sunday, I can't wait to see what the prompt is. So far, we've had favorite doily, something thrifted, favorite fabric, and now quilting this week. So that's my log cabin quilt is what it's called. All right. Thanks so much for being here, everybody. God bless. Bye-bye.